Hi everyone, it's good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Hernandez in for Laura Papetti today. Post Falls police are searching for a girl who ran away from an at-risk youth home. Anna Garcia is 14 years old, about 5 feet tall, and weighs about 120 pounds. You can see her on your screen right there. She has brown hair and brown eyes, and she also has a small smiley face and a cross tattoo on her left hand. She has been missing since April 22nd. Police also say she could have ties to the Twin Falls area. Post Falls police say anyone with information on where Anna is should call the number at the bottom of your screen right now. That number is 208-773-3517. And we do want to take a look at weather real quick with our Thomas Patrick, who is in our outdoor weather center. It is nice and sunny out there. It's just great. Does it feel good?
It is fantastic, Nicole. You are always more than welcome to come on out to the outdoor.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm surprised that all of the furniture that's around, the grill, which is just to the left here, isn't all set up, because this is one of those days where you just want to spend the rest of your workday outside. Our temperatures have gotten into the 60s already. Yesterday was our first day in the 70s after 188 straight days of not in the 70s, most of that being the wintertime, of course. Finally got to 70 yesterday, and we're at 61 right now. Plenty of sunshine. It is mostly clear. There's a few high cirrus clouds that are trying to filter that sunshine a little bit, but not doing a great job at that. So it should be very warm for the rest of the day today. And if you are doing any Bloomsday training or your virtual Bloomsday run, which does start today, if you want the warmer temperatures, just run it in the afternoon. If you want the cooler temperatures, go first thing in the morning when those temps are in the 50s. But we're tracking who could see 80s or even 90s in the state of Washington for this upcoming weekend. So we'll cover that in a couple minutes.
In our top stories today, Jerry Springer died this morning from cancer. He was 79 years old. His family released a statement saying he passed away in his Chicago home. Springer was a talk show host and former mayor of Cincinnati. He was best known for The Jerry Springer Show. The series aired for 27 seasons and had about 5,000 episodes. And in other top stories, we're getting new details in the trial of Lorivalo. She's the Idaho mom accused of killing 2 of her children, JJ and Tylee. We want to warn you, some of the details in this story may be disturbing. For the first time, experts showed jurors the autopsy reports for JJ and Tylee. Dr. Garth Warren from the coroner's office testified, saying JJ suffocated to death. He also says the medical examiner did rule Tylee's death a homicide, but could not determine how she died because her body was burned. In trial today, a forensic pathologist told the jury they found traces of gasoline on Tylee's body. FBI Special Agent Steve Daniels also testified yesterday. He was there when they found the children. Daniels says when they were digging, they also found 4 large rocks in the ground.
This was a very good indication that somebody in this part of the field or property had deliberately placed these rocks that shouldn't belong there in this precise manner.
For a full recap of what's happening in trial today, you can head over to our website, KREM.com. Valo's husband, Chad Daybell, is also charged in the murders. Daybell will have a separate trial later. An update on the case of the 4 University of Idaho students murdered last year. We now know the prosecuting attorney will get help from the Idaho Attorney General's office. New court documents show a judge granted the prosecution 2 deputy attorneys generals to help in the case. This as we're just 2 months away from Brian Kohberger's next court date for his preliminary hearing. We have more details on our website, KREM.com. Washington's new ban on the sale and manufacturing of assault-style weapons is already seeing backlash throughout the state. Not even one day after Governor Inslee signed the law, 2 federal lawsuits were filed challenging the restrictions. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is in the newsroom explaining how one of those lawsuits came from right here in Spokane.
Yeah, that's right, and it starts with those 2 federal lawsuits. First, the National Rifle Association, who filed on behalf of the National Shooting Sports Foundation and individual plaintiffs. Included in those plaintiffs are Sharpshooting, a gun store here in Spokane, and a local rifle Olympian who believes she wouldn't be able to purchase the firearms she uses for competitions. The other federal lawsuit comes from the Second Amendment Foundation, and much of the wording in these lawsuits say they feel Washington's ban is unconstitutional.
I think the people of Washington should understand that their Second Amendment rights belong to them, that they're not privileges that are granted and taken away at the whims of politicians in Olympia.
But during the signing of the bill that made the ban official, Attorney General Bob Ferguson said he was confident the weapons ban would survive any legal challenges. He says they have defended a number of bills that represent common sense gun laws. Ferguson also says he feels good about their current record against the NRA. In the newsroom, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
And Washington Governor Jay Inslee signed a series of bills this morning to protect reproductive health and gender-affirming care here in Washington state. The My Health, My Data Act makes it illegal to sell consumer health data and strengthens other protections. Another bill keeps out-of-state abortion patients and providers safe from prosecution. Senate Bill 5242 gets rid of cost sharing for abortions, and Senate Bill 5768 allows the Department of Corrections to distribute the abortion pill that's been at the center of a Supreme Court case.